Yes, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Warzone Jones coming right back at you with a pro wrestling radio topic video, and I'm going to be remembering the feud of Edge versus Matt Hardy. This feud came out of nowhere, and the way it started is not how most feuds start in the WWE. It wasn't because of a story writer. It wasn't because of Vince McMahon. It wasn't because of someone's bright idea. It started over a woman. This was a true life event happening behind the scenes of the WWE. It started over a woman, a beautiful woman, a WWE diva, a WWE legend, Lita. It started over her. These two guys were really ready. They were really ready to almost kill each other for Lita. Uh, you know, Lita, she started off with, of course, the Hardy Boys. She was with Matt Hardy first. The both of them had an on-air chemistry that involved into love. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. Excuse my voice, but they were boyfriend and girlfriend. And hell, Matt Hardy loved Lita. He adored her. Hell, from the way he talks about her, it's almost as if he would have quite possibly died for her. Like that's how much he loved and trusted that girl. He loved Lita. Also, little does he know, Edge, Adam Copeland, he also has a thing for Lita. And let's be honest, Lita is beautiful. Like, she is an extremely beautiful woman. She is curvy as hell too. So I can see why a guy would go head over heels, for Lita. But personally, I thought that Edge, man, I thought that he had crossed the line, because when you try to steal another man's woman, because that's what Edge was trying to do. He was literally trying to steal another man's woman. I think when you do that, you come across as a backstabbing bastard. Now, this feud, man, like I said, because it was like no other. When I found out that it was actually like real, I felt, okay, well, that's interesting. This was a really, really, really no good damn feud, basically because of the backstory of it. And these guys, they had good, amazing matches too. The interaction between these guys, was always great. It was pretty much real, pretty much most of the time. Matt Hardy would come out from the crowd and he would attack Edge. I think this is where the storyline comes in place, because I don't think they were going to constantly allow Matt Hardy, a guy who they fired, to just constantly jump the rail and not really do anything about it, like sue him or anything like that. But Matt Hardy, to me, was the one who really got screwed out of the deal, because Matt Hardy got fired. When this whole thing had blew up on the internet and it blew up, backstage in the WWE, Matt Hardy was the guy who got fired. Edge didn't get fired, which is probably unfair. That, when I think about it, that's kind of unfair. Hell, you probably should have fired Lita too, but they just fired Matt Hardy, so that is kind of unfair. But this feud, man, like it gave you great interviews. It gave you great promos. It gave you great matches. Like, these guys had pretty damn good matches, real good interaction with each other. They already had great matches with ladder matches, table matches, TLC matches. They already had those. But no, this wasn't about that. It wasn't about a title. It wasn't about who's the absolute very best. It wasn't about, normally the things that you would normally see in the WWE. It was about a woman that they was ready to kill each other for. Lita, the absolute, she was beautiful, man. So I can see why a man will fall in love with Lita. But at the same time, I also feel like Lita carried herself kind of tacky too, because, well, she allowed for this to happen. She should have just broke up with Matt. She should have broke up with him and said, hey, listen, I'm not feeling you anymore. I'm not feeling us anymore. And then just left him and then went with Edge. She didn't do that. As a matter of fact, she was just cheating on him. She was cheating on him. So that makes her look bad. And people were calling her things like hoe, especially the fans. They had the hoe signs, Lita's a hoe. And, Edge, he made himself look very bad too. Like I said, Edge came across as a backstabbing bastard. But at the same time, it also helped Edge's career as a heel. So Edge was a heel around this time. And Matt Hardy was most definitely a face. The fans were cheering the fans were cheering Matt, and the fans were booing Edge. Hell, I remember a promo that Paul Heyman had did on Edge. at the One Night Stand pay-per-view when Edge was there, he had said, "Oh my God, hide your wives, it's Edge." Because, that whole thing had blew up. Edge was known as the, like the wife stealer, the girlfriend stealer. And that helped Edge's career as a heel, and it elevated him to the WWE Championship. Eventually these guys had a match where the loser would leave Raw. One would go to, the other one would have to go to SmackDown, and Matt Hardy had lost that match. He had lost that match, and he went to SmackDown. He came to Raw because originally he was on SmackDown. He came to Raw to be closer to Lita because she was on Raw. So this feud, man, was probably the first realistic feud, because I think they had a couple more after that. But it was the first realistic feud to be based off of a true story that happened backstage. The feud was great. The matches they had was great. Just the whole feeling and vibe of the match, was real intense, and it was great. This happened around, I think, 2005, if I'm not mistaken. It happened around 2005. Edge versus Matt Hardy. The little triangle. The interviews that they had on Bite This, which was an internet show that the WWE had did a couple of years ago, about 10, 15 years ago. They don't do it anymore. But, see if you can find that. It's probably on the YouTube, Bite This, between, Matt Hardy and then Edge and Lita. The interaction between those guys is, it's pretty entertaining. It makes for good TV, but you could tell it was hell for them personally. So I thought it was entertaining. Of course, I thought it was very interesting. I love the matches. I love the interaction. I love that feud. This was a really, really good anticipated feud. And guess what? It wasn't a main event. Oh, no. It wasn't a main event feud. It was basically a mid-card feud, but probably was just as popular as any main event feud that was going around at that time, because how heated this rivalry was, the whole backstabbing, element that was in it, and on top of that, it was a real backstabbing. Matt Hardy was basically betrayed by his friend Edge and his girlfriend Lita, who he had said he had wanted to marry. So yes, Lita, I feel like Lita was wrong. I feel like Lita was actually one of the bigger, hell, she was probably like the main reason why all that crap had happened back then. So she just carried herself wrong. Like she handled that wrong. She should have just broke up with Matt Hardy, in my opinion, and then just, if she wanted to be with Edge, then yeah, just go with him, but just break up with this man first instead of cheating on him, because hey, don't nobody want to be cheating on. Let's be honest. I don't want to be cheated on. You don't want to be cheated on, especially by someone who you love. So that feud was great. It was amazing. I think it was around like 2007, if I'm not mistaken. It was pretty damn entertaining. So, no, matter of fact, no, it was 2007. It was about 2005. But this is Was on Jones. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. I'm out. Deuces.